people, talk to me. We good?
I don't know, LT.
Alright, let's keep it together. None of us were expecting this, I know, I get it. But it's happening. Might as well be the ones making history.
Great. No pressure.
Sapphire 1-1, Alchemist. Getting a lot of interference here. PTX is breaking up. Could be electromagnetic radiation, over. Copy. Interrogative, do you have a visual? Over. Affirmative, we see you now. Continue on task towards your primary, over.
What the hell was that?
Alchemist, are you guys seeing this?
Looks like floating debris, only super localized.
Roger, hold that position, Sapphire. Do not approach. We'll send the robot in.
To assess, wait out.
Yeah, robots first.
Sir, mini UGVs moving up. Telemetry's getting sluggish, and EMI's kicking up again. There. Is that it?
Ease forward to get a fix on it.
ArmA 3 Contact is all about alien contact coming into a place called Livonia, or I think it's, Livonia in Poland. And Livonia is currently controlled by the Russian Spetsnaz. It's controlled by the Polish-speaking Livonian Defense Force. And also, I believe NATO also has a place here as well. And they might be doing some border patrols and stuff. And then, boom, the aliens show up and we suddenly have to defend ourselves from a third or bigger faction than just CSAT. Now, what the aliens are there for, we don't know. All we know is that they have this huge, humongous ship. They also have apparently car-spaced ships as well that fly around or something, scanning the area, because apparently there is a underlying alien structure beneath the Earth. Now, the terrain for this DLC is actually currently released right now. If you pre-order the DLC, you go into the dev branch on Steam, you can play the terrain, and I scanned the terrain, even deleted all the objects in the terrain, because I was curious to see if there were any alien structures in it or anything. It seems like there's none of that. It seems like if you wanted to play this terrain for a standard milsim operation, then it could fit that role. If you wanted to do it for civilian roleplay, it could fit that role. I couldn't find any alien technology underneath the terrain because I literally deleted every object in the map and flew around for 30 minutes. Never found a single cave, never found anything. So I don't know if that's going to be ever shown, but that's the story, that's the baseline behind this, is that, like, why are these aliens here? Oh, because there's ancient technology underneath the ground. What I'm excited for with this DLC especially is the new suits, the new stuff, the new vehicles. I'm excited for that, especially with this new terrain. First, let's talk about the terrain really quick because we were just talking about it. The terrain is beautiful. It is a, I think it's 163 kilometers squared, Eastern European terrain. It covers the Nadbor region. It's a fairly big forest region, very similar to Chernarus. It actually uses assets from DayZ standalone's Chernarus. So you have really, really high quality buildings, but if you're a person from DayZ standalone, you might just recognize some of the exact same textures and exact same buildings, which isn't a bad thing. They are higher quality buildings than are in vanilla ArmA 3 for sure, so I'm happy that they're here. There's also really cool buildings that are brand new, like custom radar tower buildings and military base stuff. There's a lot of stuff that looks very settled in and very fitting for this environment. So I'm very pleased with this terrain. I think even just getting the DLC just for the terrain is almost worth it because there's so many possibilities. This terrain is very detailed, very big. It's got the highest grade forests that I've seen in ArmA 3, and now we don't have to play on any modded maps to finally have forest combat in ArmA 3. Apparently there's 2 new factions. There's the Livonian Defense Force and Russian Spetsnaz, baby! We get the Russians in ArmA 3! Whoa! Look at these boys. They're all jumping out of the hind with their cool Gorkas and AKs. And look, that's an RPK. There's RPKs now. There's RPKs. There's a bullpup with a shotgun underbarrel, possibly also switchable with a grenade launcher underbarrel rifle. Like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. There's apparently a classic hunting rifle that might be an M14, I'm not sure. There's also a shotgun with a break barrel, 12 gauge fire slug, and buckshot rounds. NATO is getting a full camouflage woodland setup that's actually free to the people that don't own the DLC as well. So if you still want to wear some woodland camo, there's going to be woodland camo clothes available, which is super neat. There's 2 new vehicles. There's the little mini drones, as well as there is the tractor. It's a tractor. There's also a lot of cool stuff like air purifying respirator face masks and breathing apparatus backpacks and a lot of newer gear that's not exactly meant for direct combat, but also meant for kind of like CBRN, the chemical, radiological, nuclear, what's the other one? Biological stuff. There's also going to be your standard Zeus Game Master, Combat Patrol, and Warlords multiplayer modes within the new terrain, as well as the people who don't own ArmA 3, again, get that woodland camouflage. They also get civilian clothing and a ton of different terrain objects. I think the terrain objects from DayZ standalone are basically being brought over into ArmA 3, so now we have a lot more stuff to build with. And also we have the new soundtrack. And again, as I said when I started this video, the soundtrack sounded really good, so I'm excited to hear the soundtrack for this one, because ArmA's, like, Bohemian's soundtracks have been getting better and better and better every DLC. I'm hyped for this one too. So guys, that's about it. That's as much as I want to say. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to waste your time. So that is the info dump on ArmA 3 Contact. Really excited for this. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what ArmA 3 is like in a brand new terrain with a lot of new vehicles and such. Just the overall feel of this DLC looks very well done. It looks like they're definitely going in a different direction with ArmA 3, and I don't know. I'm interested to see past ArmA 3 what is going to be the new DLCs. Are they going to become more of these storyline based DLCs that really spread out the idea of the universe of ArmA? Even if some of them are I guess lore related and some of them are kind of in another universe, I still think that this is a really cool idea that, hey, let's take some creative freedom and make something that's actually interesting compared to just building on top of the same lore from the original ArmA 3 game. I'm definitely very excited for this DLC because I think it adds a lot more just new content that we haven't seen before, haven't seen done yet in ArmA 3, and it's definitely something that I'm very excited about. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, everybody. Goodbye.